Great to be with all of you today. So I am going to take everyone through how we can do this pitch when we're actually in the living room with the client. What does it look like? What are the words that you can say? What's the language you can use so that you can use these tools to help you win more listings? Ultimately, all of these tools, as great as they are to do the tasks that they were built to do, they're even better to help win business and impress clients and get them excited and to create confidence with them. So I'm going to go through how you can actually do that, what the words are. This is going to be recorded and we'll have it available to everyone after. So don't worry if you are trying to take notes and follow along. All this will be recorded and you'll be able to see it after. So I'm going to jump right in. And again, for this, pretend that you are all the client and I am the agent. And let's assume that we are having a conversation about selling your home, whether that's in the living room with the client or you're meeting them after getting a good sense of the property. And we're going to go in and actually do it that way. Now, one thing I've said many times, and I want to remind everyone of this, clients, like anyone else, are visual, and our business is a visually driven business. You can maximize your chances of impressing your clients and building confidence with them if you can actually show them the things that we're talking about. And the best way to show them is to purchase an iPad, pull up these tools actually on an iPad and physically show them as you're speaking to them. It will make it feel a lot more real and less of them having just to take your word for it, but they can actually see it and realize it's tangible, it's unique, it's different, and it's something that you have access to. So let me pull up our buyer demand tool and let's jump right in here. So let's assume at this point, we've had some conversations with the seller. We're starting to talk about, get into the real crux of the conversation around pricing and around positioning the property and why ultimately they should choose you. And so the way I would do this, I'd have the buyer demand tool pulled up on an iPad and you can show it for a prior listing. And what I would say is, look, the most important things that someone is going to have to determine when hiring an agent is who is the person that is going to help them price the property correctly and identify and find the buyer. Right? Those are the things that I'm going to do. And if I can do those things effectively, we can help sell your home fast, efficiently, and for the best price. And so there are a number of things that I have access to that can help me do that and are reasons why clients choose to work with me. First is, let's think about how we price relative to exposure. Right now, there are millions of people searching online for real estate, but within that, there's fewer people that are searching in your actual market. And then there's fewer people from there that are searching in your market for homes like yours. And then there's fewer people from there that are searching in your market for homes like yours at this price. So if you think about that upside down triangle, we want to get to the bottom of that triangle. And so we can identify the people that are looking for homes like yours. And I can show you how I can do that. What the buyer demand tool lets me do is go in and at this price, and let's assume that we've aligned on pricing the home at, in this case, 3,475. I've shown you the comps, we've walked through the CMA. And so assuming this is the price, we can see that there are over 10,000 saved searches and collections among Compass agents and their clients looking for homes in this area around this price point. And as we calibrate that price up and down, the number of saved searches and collections your home will appear in will change. And so if we price the home higher than this, we're noticing that there are fewer saved searches and collections that the home will show up in, but actually a modest decrease in the price will actually help it appear in more. And all that means is that which clients are going to get a ping and an alert that a new home has surfaced that meets their criteria. We want to show up in as many of those as possible. And this helps us determine, based on the price, how many we can expect to. What also is great about it is I can reach out to all the Compass agents that have clients that have created a collection. A collection is effectively a Pinterest board of all the properties a buyer is interested in. And so in this case, there are 265 collections that Compass agents have for their clients where this property would appear. I can reach out to all those agents directly to let them know that a property that meets their client's criteria is coming to market and one they should be aware of and excited about. So again, this makes it so that we can best identify the buyer, price correctly and accurately, and calibrate the demand to that exposure. Now, additionally, one of the reasons that clients work with me also is because once I have a listing, I can help create more likely outcomes that we get deals done, and we can identify those buyers. I also have a tool called reverse prospecting. What reverse prospecting lets me do is see for any of my listings which Compass agents have clients who have added that listing to a collection, and how many times they've looked at it, when was the last time they looked at it, have they favorited it, have they commented with their agent back and forth, and have they even requested to tour it? And so what I can do here is when I see that your listing has been added to the collections of Compass clients, of Compass agents, and some of those clients have viewed it multiple times and clicked on it a number of times and commented on it, those are exactly the agents I should be reaching out to. Because my job as your agent is to identify those agents, reach out to them and say, hey, I noticed that you have a client who's looked at my client's listing multiple times. Why don't we set up a showing? Or do they want more information about the property? Or what can we do to try to facilitate a transaction? Without this information would be invisible, and I would be blind to all the engagement that's happening. Remember, just like we talked about exposure for searches as an upside down triangle, it's the same thing with how we get to an offer. You have virtual showings, which turn into in-person showings, which turn into offers, which ultimately turn into transactions. So what we're doing here is we're trying to convert as many of those virtual showings. Think of a client seeing your property online as the virtual showing. How do we get the most number of those people to turn into an in-person showing and then ultimately turn into an offer and then eventually a transaction? Without this tool, I would be blind to this, and I wouldn't even know this was happening or going on. And so this gives me incredible insight and the likelihood that I can create a better outcome to getting the deal done for you. Now, once we've shared that with the client, again, as you notice, we use these tools to talk not just about what they do, but how they help you do a better job to sell their home as fast as possible for the best price with the least hassle. Now, as we transition into thinking about the actual transaction itself, and once you have the listing, I like to think of Compass One as a great connector to these tools, because after showing these two, what I would then pull up on the iPad is Compass One. And you can share Compass One in a way that helps give sellers confidence that working with you will create a smoother, more seamless, and easier transaction. And it's something that they can touch and feel and is real. Now, the great thing is we have a Compass One dashboard that you can all use in this conversation. So if you've not created one before, you can simply go to one.compass.com, and on that page, there is a mock dashboard for buyers and for sellers. And you can actually use this to show your clients what it'll be like when using a Compass One dashboard for you. I've used this in a number of listing presentations with our agents, and it's really helpful to give them a sense of how easy you can make the experience. Now, in the case of our transaction, let's use our dashboard here. The way to continue that conversation is to say, now, once you've listed with me, I can give you Compass One. Compass One is the only dashboard of its kind where you as the client can have full access and transparency into the life cycle of the transaction. Normally in a transaction, you'd have to email me back and forth and call me and ask what's going on. You might even have a little anxiety about not really knowing what's happening when. What Compass One does is it gives you all the steps of the transaction, so you have real-time 24/7 access to everything that's happening. You can see everything that I'm doing, everything that we're doing together, all of your documents, all of your information, all the steps we're taking, all the activities that we're doing. They're all here. And so let's go through what this might look like for your transaction. We are going to be doing a multi-phase marketing strategy, pre-marketing the home before bringing it to market. And so the steps in there will be in here so you can see what's happening. All those dates are calibrated and you'll know when that's happening. If we have any open houses scheduled, you'll see that as well. All of your documents will live in here as well. The great thing in here is that all these documents are in here for you in perpetuity. So you never have to worry about asking me, where's that document or where's that piece of paper? It's all going to be in here. This is almost like your digital filing cabinet. We also have the insights on your listing. So once your listing begins pre-marketing, once it's live fully to the market, you'll be able to see in real time all the engagement that's happening. How many views, how many clicks, where they're coming from. So that data can help drive the decisions that we're making. The CMA that we created that helped us price the property, that will be in here as well. So you can always check back and make sure we're still in the right place when it comes to price. And just an overall market watch to give you a sense of what's going on in the market. What are the comps, or rather the competition, doing as we think about your property? And all of this lives in here for you. So at any time, you can go in, see this, know what's going on, and have the transparency and the trust to feel like we are on top of everything. And this is, again, another reason why clients choose to work with me, because I can create a seamless, easy experience for selling your home. Now that is effectively the talk track. And again, one of the most important things here is how to articulate the value of these tools. It's one thing to think about how they work, but it's almost more important to get comfortable at selling them and being able to articulate how they create better outcomes for the clients. And so I strongly encourage all of you, if you're not comfortable in this, the best way to do this is spend time with your sales manager and your agent experience manager and practice it. There's so many great pieces of content that we have and videos on how to best do this. I promise you, if you practice this for 20 minutes, you will instantly get to a place where you feel really comfortable and almost feel like having a secret weapon in the conversation with the client. I'm really excited about this launch now, because now we've got sort of the full life cycle from buyer demand to reverse prospecting into Compass One. And I feel really confident this will help all of you win more listings.